I just found about 50 pounds of chicken of the woods. Look at this log. The log is completely covered with all these really nice and fresh chicken of the woods mushrooms. As you may know, these mushrooms are of a similar texture to chicken and are absolutely delicious. I found this log last week and the mushrooms were just beginning to form, so I gave it about 5 days. And now I came back and this log is absolutely flushed with chicken of the woods. When harvesting these mushrooms, it's easiest to use a big knife because that'll allow for more precision and ease when cutting through the mushroom. You can also harvest with your hands and a smaller knife as well, if that's all you have. To carry all the mushrooms out of the forest, I use my big pack for backpacking, as well as 2 foraging sacks from Bare Bones Living. Each sack fit roughly 8 pounds of chicken of the woods. One of them has like a mesh bottom as well. While I harvested a ton of mushrooms, I also left a lot behind for them to spore out and complete their life cycle. The common chicken of the woods starts growing as yellow and orange nodes on hardwood trees and logs. This chicken mushroom is most common on oak trees, but it also fruits on a variety of dead hardwood trees as well. At the next stage of chicken of the woods, the nodes will start to form little chicken fingers. The mushrooms can be harvested at this stage, but it's best to be patient and wait till these mushrooms flesh out and get a lot bigger. Mature chicken of the woods will form these large, often multi-layered shelves. They will be easily identified by the bright orange exterior and the yellow underside. These mushrooms are a polypore, and they'll have small, barely visible pores instead of gills. It is best to harvest early at this stage, because as the mushroom gets older, it'll start to lose its color and get tougher and chewier. Another variety of chicken of the woods you may find is white-pored sulfur shelf. This variety is a little bit less common than yellow-pored chicken of the woods. This variation obviously has a white-pored underside rather than a yellow-pored underside. The white-pored sulfur shelf is a little bit more of a peach color than a bright orange. It also forms at the base of hardwood trees rather than on the tree itself like a shelf mushroom. This mushroom forms in a circular pattern. Chicken of the woods are a popular wild edible mushroom and have a texture similar to chicken. I enjoy these mushrooms best when they are cooked in a sauce. They're very porous and they tend to soak up any flavor they're cooked in. Barbecue chicken of the woods pizza is one of my favorite ways to prepare it. If you're looking to try chicken of the woods but you haven't found any yet, you can buy them from forage.market and they'll ship fresh or dried mushrooms straight to your house. And if you're a forager like me, you can sell your excess plants or mushrooms on the site as well. Now, chicken of the woods is one of the foolproof 4, and it's one of the easiest mushrooms to identify. This mushroom has no true lookalikes, but there are a few mushrooms that can kind of look like chicken of the woods from a distance, and I'm going to be covering those here. This orange mushroom kind of looks similar to chicken of the woods at the early stages. This mushroom has no common name, and I'll leave the Latin name on the screen so you can read it, because I have no idea how to pronounce that. These fungi form as spongy blobs on trees, and it prefers oak trees just like chicken of the woods. This mushroom is easily distinguished from chicken of the woods because it is completely orange. The underside is not yellow or white like the chicken of the woods varieties. According to my guidebook, this mushroom has unknown edibility and is possibly deadly poisonous, so you definitely don't want to eat this one. Berkeley's Polypore is another mushroom that I often confuse with chicken of the woods from a distance, but once you get up close you can easily tell that this is not chicken of the woods. This mushroom is off-white to tan in color and forms these big rosettes at the base of hardwood trees. These mushrooms are edible when young, but get very chewy as they get older. Staining Polypore is another mushroom that grows at the base of hardwood trees and is also off-white to tan in color. These mushrooms are distinctive because they turn a brownish black color whenever they're bruised or cut. These mushrooms are edible when young and have a stringy texture to them. They're really good when they're used in a pulled pork style recipe with barbecue sauce. These poisonous mushrooms are known as jack-o'-lanterns for their bioluminescent properties. These toxic fungi grow at the base of stumps, roots, and trees. These mushrooms have true gills, and this mushroom also glows in the dark, which is really cool. These mushrooms are poisonous to eat, but you can touch them if you want to.